Looks like Afraid is gonna have a scary weekend at the box office. The box office report just tweeted that Sony's Afraid grossed an estimated $400K from the Thursday preview shows. Afraid will be released alongside Reagan, Slingshot, 1992, and City of Dreams, and is projected to gross 5 to 7 million in its 4-day opening weekend. Looks like the expectations for the movie wasn't very high to begin with. I'm guessing the movie grosses 3 to 4 million at this rate over the Labor Day weekend. The production budget was an estimated 12 million, so it doesn't look like Sony will lose that much, even if it does bomb. The Rotten Tomato scores are out, and right now it's sitting at a rotten 27% with 22 critic reviews. It'll probably go even lower as more critic reviews start coming out. Early previews came out yesterday in the US. Let's take a look at some interesting things that audience members are saying about the movie. Audience member Corey123 writes, "While I thought the movie was funny, I was more offended by how manipulative the trailer was. Not just with how it was edited, but also with things just not being in it. Most of the creepy lines in the trailer aren't even in the movie. When Aya says, 'Think of me like another mom,' that's not in the movie. Her asking Cal if he'd like to meet her friends, also not in the movie. The part where the image of the family is warped is not in the movie. The entire scene of her asking Cal if he wants to see her what she looks like, followed by him having a near panic attack, is not in the movie. Overall, we had a fun time with the movie. The jokes had our theater laughing quite a bit, but the plot was very lackluster, especially if you're expecting the creepiness the trailer promised." Sounds similar to the reviews that came out earlier about this movie not being scary, but now we know the trailers are misleading as well. Or rather, they cut some of the juicy things in the trailer out of the movie. Audience member Helpful Ad 8476 writes, "Holy moly, this movie's not good. I found the characters to be surprisingly charming, and I found myself chuckling or smiling a few times while watching this. The actual horror was non-existent and quite nonsensical. It's like the most uninteresting Black Mirror episode you've seen. Also, the lights are up 76 minutes for this movie. Should have gone straight to streaming. Would not recommend." Yeah, I agree that this movie looks like something that you would stream, and it's less than an hour and 30 minutes. Well, at least you get to go home early if you're at the theater. Audience member Cami Kelly 21 writes, "This is not a good movie, but I was having fun laughing at it. It seemed like they got AI to write the script or asked M. Night for tips because every line of dialogue was weird. But it's not Night Swim, and it's easily better than Imagination. You know, there has to be some sort of joke about AI writing the script. It's just right there for the taking. I bet some critic will write that. Something ChatGPT wrote it." Audience member Literary Boner writes, "This movie was not good, and it's also not interesting, but you gotta give it to Catherine Waterston. Absolute pro, and actually manages to bring a lot. You have a pretty standard Blumhouse horror right here. The most noticeable thing was that from feature start to lights up, this movie is only 77 minutes. There's no doubt at least 45 minutes of this movie was on the cutting floor because it is a mess. Very frustrating movie, but at least it was over quick. 3 out of 10. That's an interesting review by Literary Boner. I just wanted to say the name again. Well, guys, it sounds like Afraid should have been a straight to streaming movie. The movie really had no competition this Labor Day weekend. Originally, Sony's Kraven the Hunter was supposed to come out on Labor Day weekend, but then the movie got delayed until December, leaving Labor Day weekend empty. Are any of you guys going to watch it in the theaters, or will you wait for streaming? And if you have watched it, what'd you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments.